behind this statement, we absolutely have to invest in our workers?
Yeah, I actually, I sit on every board, it seems. So I sit on the governor's workforce investment board, which we are the ones that we would, under the current supplemental budget proposal, where there would be a redirection of money to the general fund. We have already sent a formal letter. I'm having dialogue with leadership on this issue. I know there's a protest today. I'm not good at protesting. That's not my job. My job is to be the facilitator and the planner, the thinker in economic process, and then facilitate change. But we're very well aware of the protest. That's healthy. That's good. That's the people getting involved. In fact, Carl Wadenstein, who's on my board, George Nee, who's on my board, have talked about it Monday night at our board meeting. And it's been interesting for me because Joe Baker's here from the Daily News. I mean, the last time that there's been a comprehensive, large-scale business rally at the State House, we've had more than like a couple hundred people. Have to probably go back to the early 90s and working compensation reform. And my concern is, and I'll lay this challenge out to you, is for the most part, and if I'm wrong, tell me, but I don't think I am, business people are the worst advocates and lobbyists in the history of the world. We're awful. We are awful. We don't get in the game. We don't advocate. We don't make a personal stake. We're not in town halls. We're not in state capitals. We're not doing what we need to do to be in the game and advocate for what we believe is good business practice and sound investment strategy. What happens is a crisis comes up. Money's diverted. Programs are eliminated. Costs go up. And then we come together and rally. Whereas public welfare and labor, strategically, are there each and every day and appropriately fighting for what they believe is the needs of their constituents. So the time has come for us not to be reactionary and then go away. The time has come for us to be more strategic, more visible, and be an active participant in helping to shape state policy that supports a competitive, robust business economy. So my goal is not the rally today. And my goal wouldn't even be if the rally today and the legislature decides to reinstate it, it's just going to come back next year. Remember what I said. This is a $220 million operating deficit in the supplemental. It's a $405 million in 4-year 11. If there are very few choices today, what do you think the choices are this time next year in the budget deliberations? So even if they reinstate that workforce training grant program, and in my own agency, we have a renewable energy fund, and they're recommending to take $1 million out of that, which is really paid for by the ratepayers. It's not the taxpayer money, it's the ratepayers' money, and that was set aside specifically and targeted for the use of renewable energy programs and investments. But as people have come to me saying it's not fair, what are they doing, what's going on, I remind them, deficit. So my challenge would be is use today as the starting point, get in the game, get involved, get the town halls, get to the state capitol, and help us articulate a long-term strategy of economic investment, because the goal is, at the end of the day, if you're creating jobs, and you're creating wealth, those jobs and wealth pay taxes, and those taxes pay government services. So for the first time in my career, all the elected officials that I'm dealing with are talking about jobs and economy. So we have a window here where we can begin to reshape and redefine government operations by putting in place a robust, fair, equitable economic development strategy that creates jobs and wealth that's good for the business community and great for the taxpayers and creating tax revenue. So this is our chance, and the starting point is not this protest, and the end point is not this protest. It's all of us getting involved and getting into the game. And I know it's messy, I know it's a challenge, this is Rhode Island, but if we don't do it, things won't happen. And I will guarantee you, one thing is certain after today's rally, we will be back with these very devastating, difficult expense reduction decisions this time next year. And they will be larger and possibly more devastating in lieu of what the operating deficit might be.